Let's catch up with the post-woke left, because they're struggling at the moment because of their own histories, and the fact that the times are changing, and they can feel that the paradigm is shifting. The zeitgeist is becoming something that it was not only 6 or 7 years ago. For example, Ash Sarkar in 2019 was on Piers Morgan's show on Good Morning Britain arguing that it was embarrassing to have the national anthem sung by students or children in schools. Well, of course she would say that. Of course she would be against the national anthem. She is, of course, the person who bragged that immigrants were taking over London. This is from 2016.
The white British population has decreased by 600,000, while the minority population has increased by 1.2 million. So, yes, lads, we're winning.
Remember, yes, lads, we're winning. They thought they were winning. And this isn't the only time she made this joke. As you see on her Facebook page here, back in 2013, she made the same joke. We're winning because of the white Brits becoming a minority in London for the first time, as the census shows, back in 2011. And I find this really funny. No swan's safe within the M25. Well, that was a prophecy that came true, wasn't it, Ash? Turns out she's got a fairly good bead on her fellow co-ethnics, that they apparently will steal ducks, geese and swans and kill them and eat them. Yeah, that's something that's now happening. Not good, is it? But anyway, it goes way further than that, of course. Not only does she not want the British anthem sung in schools, not only is she glad that the English are being displaced from their own ethnic homelands, and not only is she fine with them despoiling our countryside, she of course supports terrorism as well, in the fact of her great-great-aunt, who was a terrorist in Bangladesh and murdered British people. She wrote a wonderful piece about it in The Guardian. I think this was about 2018, 2019 as well. So it's not like there hasn't been a consistent pattern of behaviour from Ash Sarkar being a resentful immigrant raised in a country that she feels she doesn't belong to, and the people of which she personally clearly despises. And in fact, revels when, in fact, she thinks that they're losing. She revels in the fact that the British are being displaced by the policy, the government policy of mass immigration. And she thinks, and when she thought she had the whip hand in all of this, when she thought that they were on the up, and it was always going to be up, and there was never going to be any kind of significant backlash to this, man, was she reveling in it. She was absolutely loving every second of it. But the times, as I said, are changing. It's becoming apparent that after the era of identity politics, which I just want to be clear, Ash Sarkar was one of the leading proponents of in this country, people have realised, identity does matter, actually. And so the question of to whom does England belong? Well, a lot of people are realising, well, actually it belongs to the English, doesn't it? And actually this is our home, and in fact it's our only home. And people like Ash Sarkar and her fellow immigrants, well, they have homes of their own. They have entire countries of their own that they can go to if they want. We don't. We've got one country, and it's being lost. And she's laughing at us when we lose it. And so the era of identity is coming upon us, but it's the era of nativist identity now. The minorities have been through their ascendancy, and they're on the downturn. And she can sense that they're on the downturn. And so Ash Sarkar is one of the primary people trying to persuade the left not to be mental at this point. She's written a book called Minority Rule. Now, I haven't read the book yet, but I've seen her talking about it. And I've seen her do a kind of little press tour of her fellow leftists, trying to explain in basically 2016 Sargon talking points why actually they shouldn't be woke and maybe they should return to being sort of traditional economics-based leftists. And it's because they've lost the culture war. They have lost the arguments in culture. And if they were winning them, they would be quite happy to come out and continue browbeating you as a straight white patriarchal man who needs to give up everything because somehow you are intrinsically bad. But they've lost this argument. And so now this book actually revolves around how, there's no culture war. The immigrants aren't eating your pets. Well, it's ironic because they are. And actually, this is all about the elites stoking culture wars that have taken over our politics. She loved it. She loved the culturals when she thought she was winning them. And now she's losing them. Now it's a strategic misdirection of blame against the rich. See, you can see the pivot. They know that they lost they thought they were going to browbeat the English into silence forever. And they were going to essentially rule this country like neo-colonial overlords. But that hasn't happened. And so now, Ash Sarkar has got kind of like sidle in and go, hi guys, I'm British too, right? We all agree that I'm British as well. And it's like, do we, actually? Do we really? Because it seemed like up until about 10 minutes ago, before the wind changed direction, you hated us. And you were bragging over the fact that we were losing our country. But now that the British women's football team is winning in their championship, champions of Europe, we know what we are. And people are like, we're winning, lads. When the minorities are taking over, we're winning. Sorry, what? The we you belong to are the invaders. You don't belong to our we. There's no shared collective that includes me and Ash Sarkar. Like the balls on her to do this, just the brazenness. As if this was ancient history. Like, this was not even 10 years ago. There's only a couple years after that. Like, this is not ancient history, Ash. This is your most recent political activism. And moreover, you haven't recanted any of it. You know, if you'd had like a change of heart and gone, you know what, actually, no, I feel really bad about that or something like that. Okay, maybe, but that's not what's happened. And so you trying to sidle and going, hi guys, aren't we British doing so well in the football? Fuck off, you're not British. Which, you know, isn't that what you've been telling everyone? Sorry, fuck off, you're not British, is your words. And you say, well, it's not just that. No, it's not. I mean, there are plenty of, again, go back to like the previous one. What was this? In 2017. This was in 2016. Mate, I'm campaigning for the abolition of private property because obviously she's a literal communist. But I'm neither English nor a nationalist and I have no wish to be. What happened to that Ash Sarkar? What happened to that Ash Sarkar? And people pointed this out to her. No, I'm afraid not. And so she's like, posts a picture of herself wearing a t-shirt, giving the finger. It's like, Ash, that's not winning people over, love. Like, no, there's no we in this. You are not with us. You are an enemy of England, Ash. You have always been an enemy of England. We can see you. You are transparent. You will never be accepted by us because not only are you not one of us, and that's not the reason that you won't be accepted. We are happy to accept people who aren't English as people who want to join our club, join our team, join our tribe, but you ain't one of them because it's got to be based in goodwill. And if there's one thing you've demonstrated you don't have, it's goodwill. And the thing is, like, I'm not the only one saying it. There are loads of people. Does that itch to wear? Here is Ash, fuck off, I'm not British Sarkar, donning her, and another one, Ash, we're winning lads, Sarkar, donning another one, I'm not English nor do I wish to be, Sarkar, donning her 3 Lions costume in a purely performative and desperate attempt to make up for years of anti-native hatred and edgy jokes at the expense of white Brits, becoming a minority in their own homeland. We see you, Miss Sarkar, you're fooling no one but yourself. And that's never a truer word spoken. And she's still doing it. She's still courting every ethnic enemy of Britain. For example, she sat down with Jerry Adams. And look at the thumbnail. They called him a terrorist. They called Jerry Adams a terrorist. Why did they call Jerry Adams a terrorist? It wasn't the fact because he was leading the political wing of a terrorist organisation, was it? I mean, look, to people, Jerry, I was never in the RA. Adams was called a terrorist. Whoa. I wonder why that might be. It's just like, he was a terrorist. Or at least, like, they, again, very aligned with terrorists. Like, wild. But anyway, this is a clip from it where Jerry Adams is talking about why the English went to Ireland.
They came to civilize the barbarians.
I think we heard that one as well.
Sorry, Ash. Were you looking at a terrorist with googly eyes? I thought we heard that one as well. Who's we? Who's the we here, Ash? The we is you, the Bangladeshis, because you are a Bangladeshi woman. There's no shame in it. Accept it. You're not one of us, and we don't accept you as one of us. And you know why. Like, I'm happy to accept, like, well-wishing foreigners on our team and allow them to be part of our tribe, but that's not you, is it? When you thought you had the whip hand, you crowed about it. You rubbed it in our faces when you thought you were winning. And now you don't think you're winning. You want to sidle in and go, hi guys, I'm one of you. We're champions of Europe, aren't we? We English football team. It's not going to work, Ash. Never accept you.